Hi, I'm John Twist of University Motors. This is Kurt.
University Motors.
And this is the John and Kurt Show. Today we're going to show you a customer's car from North Carolina. He drove it up the other day for an engine. If he got here all the way from North Carolina, I don't think he needs one. We'll deal with that later. But during our complete lubrication, which is our massive chassis side-to-side, top-to-bottom, end-to-end inspection, lubrication, and adjustment, we found a particular problem with this car, which is not uncommon now with this many years, but it's very dramatic. So we're going to light this thing up a little bit and show you what happens. Now you know that the Crossmember on the MGB is attached to the monocoque by 4 bolts, and 4 bolts only. It's separated from the chassis frame by some rubber pads, which eventually fail. And this is a 1969, unknown mileage. I don't know what the odometer says, but you can't trust it anyway. So we're going to come up here and just sort of focus on the distance between the front pulley and the front of the engine and the Crossmember. And Kurt has inserted a bar into the suspension and is going to wiggle it. Ooh, something's wrong. Okay, can you see that dramatic movement? Now this really doesn't evidence itself when you're driving. When John, the customer, was driving it up from North Carolina, he goes, I know something's wrong with the front end, but you know, the whole weight of the car is on this front suspension. So it doesn't really slip around a whole lot. It isn't anywhere nearly as obvious when it's on the ground as now when the front suspension is hanging loose from it. Now the problem comes in repairing this. Now 2 of the bolts, I'm going to ask Trevor to come down and take a look here. 2 of the bolts are really easy. They're oh, sorry, I didn't mean to bump the camera. One of the bolts is here. Oh man, that's a slam dunk. Easy as pie. The other one, unfortunately, is way up underneath the coil spring. And it's necessary to drop the front A-arm out of the way and get up inside there. So one of them you can change. The other one you can't. Interestingly, Kurt pointed out to me, and Trevor's going to come back and take a look, we can see that the pan, the pan here of the engine sits almost right on the Crossmember, and that's twofold. One, of course, is the engine mounts have probably slipped a little bit, and the other one is that these pads are so faulty. So anyway, this is another exciting flaw that your MG may have, thanks to Kurt, who's been careful. Yeah, thanks to Kurt with the screwdriver. And we wish everybody a happy new year, and bring your car to university. Maybe we'll find this is wrong with yours. Maybe not. If it is wrong with yours, we can fix it. And I'm not sure what this is going to take. Probably a 4-hour job, off the top of my head probably, which is only, oh gosh, at our rates, 320, maybe 350 bucks. It's frustrating because the little pads are probably $12, you know, and the rest of the 350 goes for the labor involved. And then, of course, once that's done, we have to re-shim the rack, because the rack and pinion is going to pick up a different angle once we get pads underneath there. And then there are the camber adjusting pads, which you can use to reduce the caster reducing pads to reduce the caster, to make up for the difference of adding radial tires to bias ply tires, and it makes the steering effort a lot less. But we'll get into that later. In the meantime, Happy New Year again from Kurt and from John. See you guys later today or tomorrow.